Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Om Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Om Shri Ramachandraya Namaha. Atulita Baladhamam Hema Shailabhadeham Danujavana Krishanum Jnaninam Agraganyam Sakala Gunanidhanam Vanaranam Adhisham Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatan Namami. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Dhyayami Chinmayanandam Gurudevam Mahamatim Prema Purnam Kriyashilam Sada Lokahiteratam Kripalum Sundarakaram Samartham Satyadarshinam Vacha Tattva Prakashinya Shoka Moha Vinashinam. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Namah Shri Tulsi Dasa Sadvarishtaya Dhimate Puritam Hridayam Yena Rama Premamrite Name. Om Shri Tulsi Dasaya Namaha. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. Hari Om. A very warm welcome. We were seeing how Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji and Lakshman ji were beautifully described by Goswami Tulsidas ji. Kunjaramani kantha kalita urani tulasi kamala vrishabha kandake harathavani balanidhi bahu bisala. Wearing a beautiful jewel along with a tulasi mala. Balanidhi bahu bisala. Long arms, broad shoulders, and they stood like lions, meaning Viryata personified. And now Tulsidas ji continues. कटितु नीरपीतपट बांधे करसर धनुष बाम बर कांधे पीत जज्ञ उपवीत सुहाये नखसिक मंजु महाछबि छाये देखि लोग सब भये सुखारे एकटक लोचन चलतन तारे हर्षे जनकु देखि दो भाई मुनि पद कमल गहे तब जाई करि बिनती निज कथा सुनाई रंग अवनि सब मुनि देखाई जह जह जाहि कुंवर बर दोवु तह तह चकित चितब सब कोवु निज निज रुख राम ही सब देखा कोउ न जान कछु मरमु विशेषा भली रचना मुनि नृपसन कहेवु राजा मुदित महासुख लहेवु सब मंचन ते मंचु एक सुंदर बिसद बिसाल मुनि समेत दो बंधुतः बैठा रे महिपाल सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भय सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. कटितु नीर पीतपट बांधे. They had a very strong, very beautifully quiver, and it was well secured with a yellow cloth. They also wore a yellow cloth around their waist. Karasara dhanusha bama barakandhe. In their hand, on their right hand, they held the arrow, single arrow. The rest were in the quiver. And in the left hand, they held a bow. Pita jagya upabita suhaye. Both of them were wearing one upavita, yellow color, upavita. Nakha sikha manju maha chabi chaye. From foot to head and head to foot. Why both ways? One is sufficient, but to make sure that we don't miss anything. Foot to head and head to foot. Both the princes were looking so beautiful. Nakasika manju mahachabi. Chaye. They were embodiment of great charm. Beauty incarnate, both of them were. Naturally, it is Bhagavan, has to be beautiful only, right? Can there be any surprise in that, in fact, honestly speaking? Dekhi loga sab bhaye sukhare. And all the people who are sitting in that stadium were all very delighted naturally. It is also said in one of the other Ramayans, even the so-called enemies, there were Rakshasas who were in the form of prince and etc. They were also there in the stadium. We saw that earlier. Even they were captivated by the look of both the brothers. That is the beauty of Bhagavan. So everybody were delighting in unknowingly, even the so-called Rakshasas were enjoying the beauty of Bhagavan, it is said. Ekatakalochana chalatanatore. And how were they looking at them? Their eyes wide open, and it forgot to blink. The eyelids forgot to blink with the eyebrows held high, and the pupil, that eyeball, even that eyeball would not move here and there. Meaning it was stuck to the beauty of Bhagavan. Harshe janaku dekhi dovu bai. Looking at these two boys who came along with Vishwamitra Rishi, Janaka Maharaj was very, 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 elated, delighted, happy. All the synonyms of such kind, you can bring all of them together, and that was the experience of Janaka Maharaj. Harshe Janaku dekhi do bai muni padakamala gahe tab jai. And he was ready, probably within himself, we don't know. He was ready to go and clasp the feet of Ramchandraji also, but then he can't do that at that particular time. Therefore, he went and clasped the feet of Muni Sri Vishwamitra. In fact, Maharshi Vishwamitraji were with the two boys, but he was hardly recognized. The two boys were recognized much higher, and as though, we can only say as though, the Vishwamitra Rishi was not that looked at by the people and Janaka Maharaj. But then he went and touched the feet of Maharshi as a mark of welcome, we may say. Karibinati nija katha sunai. He offered his prostrations at the feet of Vishwamitraji, and Vishwamitraji then spoke about very interesting katha. In fact, that particular katha is not said here in Tulsi Ramayana, but I will tell you, it is told in Valmiki Ramayana, it is told in other, some of the Ramayans. First thing is that Dhanush, Shiva Dhanush, was given to Janaka Maharaj by Shivji himself is one version. But the most popular version, well known version, is, it is said once Sita ji was very small, maybe 3 or 4 years old probably. At that time, sage Parashuramji came and visited Mithila Nagari and came to the palace to meet Janaka Maharaj. And when Parashuramji came here, he came with that bow. Parashuramji had that Shiva Dhanush. That is another big story. We will not go deep into it. Now we will stick to here. Parashuramji, when he came to the palace, he was welcomed by Janaka Maharaj, and Parashuramji kept the Dhanush at one place, and then they both sat down. Then all that protocols were done, Pada Puja were done. That's a custom, that's a tradition. So Dhanush was kept there, and both of the Raja and Parashuramji, they sat down to talk for the purpose Parashuramji had come. After some time, when Parashuramji was speaking, casually he turned this way and looked at. Dhanush was not found. Dhanush went missing. Then he was worried. He sat down and all. It is not something which can fall down. It is terribly heavy. So it cannot just slip down or fall down, etc. Very heavy, very, very heavy. So Parashuramji thought, what happened? Then he probably told, my Dhanush is missing. Janaka Maharaj was very taken aback. How can it happen? And the two in a palace? How can somebody steal? As though, in a manner of saying. So he said, Maharaj, please forgive us. I will find out right now. He went around. Parashuramji was sitting because he was asked to sit. Janaka went to find out. He said, okay, let him find out. And after 5 minutes or so, Janaka Maharaj came back, laughing, smiling, very happy. So one part is Parashuramji was convinced, okay, nothing has happened because he's coming smiling, therefore nothing has happened. But then he waited. Janaka Maharaj came. Hey Rishivarya, my daughter, remember, she was 3-4 years old. My daughter took it for playing, and outside the palace, she sat on the bough and she's playing like as though she's riding a horse. Can you imagine that? A 3-4-year-old girl, small girl, sitting on Shiva Dhanush and playing with it as though Dhanush is like a horse. In our houses we see the father bends down, the child is kept on the father, the child holds, hey, and then the father ting 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 goes like an elephant or a horse or whatever, the father goes. That is common. On Shiva Dhanush, Sita ji sitting and going like a horse, and he was laughing. Parashuram was taken aback. Shiva Dhanush, that small girl could lift it. That means that girl is not an ordinary girl. She has to be Jagadamba. Therefore, he said, my God, not anybody can really lift that Dhanush. Parashuram ji had that power. Therefore, in power, not just the physical power, it requires some extra powers to, spiritual powers to lift that bow. Then, for a minute, Parashuramji thought and he said, your daughter is not an ordinary daughter. She is Jagadamba herself. Therefore, let this Dhanush be here only. And when she comes to the age of marriage, whoever lifts that Dhanush ties the thread and breaks the Dhanush, he only should be given in marriage to Sita, because that feat only Narayana can do. Nobody else can do. Therefore, when Narayana comes in the human form, only he will be able to lift the Dhanush. Therefore, the one who lifts the Dhanush ties the thread and breaks it. That probably we can put it in a bracket for our convenience. To him only Sita must be gotten married to. This is how the condition came into picture. Otherwise, why should anybody put such conditions? Isn't it? Because Shiva Dhanush is not something which everybody can lift. Nobody can lift. In fact, it is shown in that Ramayana. So many wheels, one platform with so many wheels on either side, on which the Shiva Dhanush is kept, and it has to be pulled with some effort, not easily. In spite of it being on wheels, it requires some effort, a few soldiers probably to pull and few to push from behind. Such a Dhanush, if somebody has to lift, it is possible only by Narayana, nobody else can do. Therefore, such a person will become the consort of Sita ji. Ranga avani sabamuni dekhai. He not only told Janaka, he turned towards that the whole audience in the stadium, and he also narrated that stadium. Jaha jaha jahi kuvar bar dovu, taha taha chakita chitava sab kovu. Wherever the princes were taken, not only here in this auditorium, wherever this we saw anyway, taha taha chakita chitava sabako, everybody's heart, everybody's eye and mind were just stolen by the very drishya, the darshana of Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji and Lakshman ji. Nija nija rukha rama hi sabu dekha. Everybody felt, this is a very interesting thing. Everybody felt that Ramchandraji was looking at them only. How interesting. Is it Maya? We don't know. Is it the grace of the Lord? We don't know. But every single one of them felt they were facing Ramchandraji and Ramchandraji was looking at them only. It is a very interesting feature. We can see, I am sure in your house also you must have some lot of Bhagavan's photos you must be having, Bhava Chitra. You go to the left side and look at that photo, the Devata will be looking at you. Slowly move to the center, again the Devata looks at you. You go to the right side, again the Devata looks at you only. This is a very beautiful skill in painting. In fact, me being in Mysore, I must share this beautiful fact. When we go to the Mysuru palace, there are certain beautiful chitra. This is very, very, it is still a wonder. There is an army, there is one particular captain of that particular army, and they are all standing. Now see, that particular captain is sitting on a chariot here, and then towards the right you will find, when you are in the left of that Bhavachitra, you will find towards the right all the Sena is standing behind the chariot. You slowly move. When you move like that, when you go to the right side, you will find that Senapati is there in the front and all the Sena, the soldiers, they have moved towards the left. And all of them are looking at you. You come here, they are looking at you from the right. You go to the right, they are looking at you from the left. Beautiful picture. It's something amazing. Similarly, everybody felt Ramchandraji is looking at them only. Shall I tell you something? Ramchandraji is looking at all of us all the time. But because of our inability, our incapacity. Why? Because of our identification with the Sharira Mana Buddhi and getting attracted to all the whims and fancies of the world, we are unable to see Bhagavan looking at us. Nija nija rukha Rama hi sabu dekha, kovu na jana kachu marmu visesha. Nobody could understand, nobody could perceive how this can happen. Nobody could ever detect. In fact, nobody were thinking about anything else because Ramchandraji was looking at them. They were so absorbed in that particular darshana and they forgot even to wonder how such a feat can happen. Bhali rachana muni nripasana kahevu. Then Muni Vishwamitraji, Bhali rachana, he praised King Janaka. You have organized it extremely well, Janaka. Congratulations. Bhale. Raja mudita maha sukha klahevu. Raja. Who is Raja? See, Janaka Maharaj, he is the Raja of the place. But now, who is it who is praising him? Vishwamitraji himself was a Raja. He was a king. Then he became Raja Rishi. And then he became Brahma Rishi. Titled by Vashishta Maharaj, he became Brahma Rishi. At the same time, he is a great Viragi. Vishwamitraji. Such a great person is appreciating Janakaraj. Bhale rachana. Sabamanchana manchu eka sundara bisada bishala. Amongst the various platforms which were there in the arena, one platform was a little higher, at the higher pedestal. Why? There Ramchandraji, Vishwamitraji and Lakshmanji would sit, wherein all of them could easily see, all the three of them. Sundara Bisada Vishala, very spacious, very beautiful, excellent thrones kept to all the three of them, and they were made to become very important, to be seen very important. Muni Sameta Do Bandhutaha, along with the Muni, Bandhutaha, both the brothers, Baithare Mahipala, Janaka Maharaj made them sit there. Now, very important, very many times we go to so many programs where the hall might be in the same plane, it will not be like the stadium. And there you will find one tall person coming and sitting in front of you. He is one restless person, he keeps moving. So when he moves this side, we move that side to see. Suddenly you will find him coming here and then you would have to turn because you can't see otherwise. And that very interesting person might be having a topi also. And that topi also covers. And then you politely tell him, please remove your topi. Already you are tall, I can't see. And then he removes the topi and the whole bunch of hair, boom, it comes out. Like that, we have so many experiences. But here, it was like stadium, one above the other, beautifully organized, and everybody could see Vishwamitraji, Ramchandraji, and Lakshmanji so beautifully. Tulsidas continues. प्रभु ही देखी सब नृप ही हारे जनु राकेश उदय भय तारे आसी प्रतीति सबके मन माही राम चापते रभ सक नाही बिनु भंजेहु भव धनुषु विशाला मेलिहि सिय राम उरमाला अस बिचारी गवनहु घर भाई जसु प्रताप बलु तेज गवाई बिहसे अपर भूप सुनि बानी जे अविवेक अंध अभिमानी तोरेहु धनुषु ब्याहु अवगाहा बिनु तोरे को कुंवरी बियाहा एक बार कालउ किन होवु सियहित समर चित बहम सोवु यह सुनि अवर महिप मुसुकाने धर्मशील हरि भगत सयाने सोरठा सिय बियाह बिराम गर्भ दूरी करि नृपन के जीत को सक संग्राम दशरथ के रन बांकुरे सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Tulsidas says, Prabhu hi deki sab nripa hiya hare. The moment all the princes and kings who were assembled there to participate in the Swayamvara, the moment they saw Ramchandraji, hiya hare, they all became, disheartened. Janura Kesa Udaya Bhaye Tare. All of them, you know what happened? All their enthusiasm which they had, all of that faded away. Meaning, they were very, very clear, they stand no chance. It is like Ramchandraji who has come like the moon amidst various tiny, tiny stars. Asipratiti sabake manmahi. All of them inwardly felt that they don't stand a chance. In this Swayamvara, Ram chap to rab sak nahi. Ram chap. Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji would undoubtedly break the bow. They were very sure. But then, Binu banjehu bhava dhanushu bisala. Even if the huge bow, which is so very strong for him, Meli hisiye Ramavaramala, in spite of it, even in case Ramchandraji doesn't lift the bow, they were actually, it is their own imagination that they were sure that Sita ji will go and garland Ramchandraji only. Therefore, Asabichara gabanahu ghar bhai. Quite a few of them thinking that Sita ji would garland only Ramchandraji, whether Ramchandraji lifts the bow or breaks the bow or not, whether he can do it or he cannot do it, Sita ji will garland him only, because that was the grace of Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji. So, quite a few of them, they thought, there is no point in sitting here, and they started walking back to their places. Jasupratap balu teju gavai. All that ideas they had, that wish they had, everything went to winds. And seeing the glory, the fame, the strength and the pride of Bhagavan Shri Ram. Pride here meaning what? That status. All of them, they loosen their heart. They probably must have thought, why should I become a laughing stock here, trying to lift and then going back? That will happen, we will see that. So better go now itself, and few of them left the stadium, those princes and kings who have come there. Bihase apara bhupa sunibani. But some princes, you always have those erratically confident. Overconfident, okay, to put it in a mild way. Some people are overconfident. So they thought, Je abhibeka andha abhimani. Those people, they are andha. Andha meaning what? They cannot see the truth. They are ignorant. And totally covered by abhimana, pride. And it is said, in other Ramayans, Ravana also was there among them in a disguise. Ravana also was there. He also wanted to take a chance. And what some of the princes said? Torehu dhanushu byahu avagaha. Hare, what Rama? He cannot lift this dhanush. Impossible. It is a far-fetching for... He is a small boy, 15-year-old boy. We are all powerful people. He looks like a small baby. How can he lift the dhanush? He cannot. Forget it. And even if he succeeds in, let us say for the sake of it, Binutore ko kuvari biyaha. Who else can wed Sita ji without breaking? But anyway, they had a thought, even if he breaks, we can win over him in battle. Ek baar kalav kinu hovu. Look at the arrogance of those princes. They said, even should death come, kala, death, Yamadharma Raja, even if he had to come here, Siyahita samara chitaba hamatsovu. For the sake of Sita ji, we will battle to acquire Sita, to accomplish the feat, to get Sita for us. We will fight even if it is Yamadharma Raja. Look at the arrogance. This is what happens. I am sure most of us would have experienced when infatuation takes a grab on us. All our buddhi will no more function. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhi nashaha buddhi nashat pranashyati. Bhagavad Gita's ladder of fall. And this is exactly what happened to all the princes and kings who had assembled there. Yaha suni avar mahipa musukani. Other people who were sensible, who understood, they smiled at these erratic princes and kings who are talking with so much of abhimana. Dharamasila Hari Bhagat Sayani. All those people who are Hari Bhaktas, who are Dharmashila, they reconciled. This is not for us because he looks like, probably they must have thought in their heart, he looks like Hari himself and Hari Bhakta. They said, no more Sita is ours, whatever Hari decides will happen. So therefore, they were calm and quiet. Now, their attitude changed from attempting to gain Sita to being sublimated at the feet of Bhagavan. Siya biyaha biram Garabaduri kari nripan ke. Rama will certainly marry Sita. Look at their confidence now. Their confidence is the good princes and kings. Now Rama will definitely marry Sita. Therefore, give up all the arrogance and this one. Just give up. Jati ko saka sangrama Dasarat keran bankure. And some people said, aren't they fools? Who can conquer in battle the great valorous sons of Dasharatha? How can somebody be more foolish than that to wage a war on the valorous sons of Dasharatha? Therefore they said, now we will give up that thought of, participation, and we will become the audience and enjoy. Like how all the Mithila Nagaravasis, when they are sitting there, they will not have that idea, isn't it? They have come here to watch the beautiful. You may call it as entertainment. For them it is entertainment only, isn't it? Therefore they have come to witness the whole show. Like that, we will also enjoy witnessing this beautiful show. And with that, all of them sat down. And the moment they withdrew themselves internally from that competition, their heart became lighter. There was no pressure. The one who is in the competition only will have all the disturbance of the mind. Talamala, whether can I win, whether will I lose, all that. Once you have become a witness, what happens? You will easily enjoy. Therefore, these kings who have understood the truth, they quietly sat behind to enjoy this beautiful program, we may say. Like a program we watch joyfully, they also sat to watch this wonderful competition. Then what happened? We will see tomorrow. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.